everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Today we're going to review, really exciting. I cometh back from Chanel. We're going to review Le Lion de Chanel. Actually, first impressions / review, les exclusives. Yes, finally, the time has cometh. There's a lot to say about this one. But before we get to it, may I remind you guys to subscribe to my channel if you like my channel, and if you like the videos that you see on my channel, push that little subscription button, and next to it also the notifications button. Then YouTube notifies you whenever I post a new video. It could be perfume related, fashion related, life topics related, because you know my channel talks about all these things. And as a very special new thing, from now on you can also become a member. Join to become a member. Push the join button next to the subscription button. There's a lot of perks there waiting for you as well. And of course, Patreon is still there. It's still kicking and it's still working. And thank you so much to my patrons. You can of course also join me on Patreon, superdacob all spelled together, to get to see videos before they come to YouTube, or also exclusive videos that don't come to YouTube. Now, this little baby here. Okay, this is the story. So first and foremost, the actual full bottle is coming. What you're going to see here, a little ASMR, they doused the paper in the perfume already. So this is like a preview that Chanel offers to some of its clients, and I thought that was really, really cute of them. I got a lot of freebies actually. Let's show them quickly first before we get, okay, so this is the winter exclusive little Eau de Parfum Chanel number 5 splash bottle, 1.5 ml. And you know, it's very similar to the red packaging that we had 2 years ago. Gosh, is it already 2 years ago? With the red exclusive glass bottle of Chanel number 5. So you see, you pull this little ribbon and then inside is a little bottle. This is the back of it. Let's open it up. And it's gold this year, and it also has a gold ribbon. So when you open it, inside you have the little guy right there. I mean, it's nothing new per se. We've seen this before. It's the standard kind of Christmassy Chanel packaging. They just changed the color for it, basically. But it's super sweet, so thank you for that, Chanel. And in fact, you can see it's all about this kind of tweed type of gold ribbons. It's really, really beautiful and heavy. The Christmas packaging and these tweed camellias, I mean, they're gorgeous. They're literal tweed, very, very thick tweed. They're not plasticky. So, I mean, DIY, anyone and anybody, new word, guys. So, make a brooch out of it. You know, you could take this one off and make a brooch. Same thing applies to this gorgeous, gorgeous ribbon. I mean, it's really, really the detail. But of course, we all love our Chanel, but we also love Le Lion de Chanel, which I have sprayed here in the boutique. And this is why they called me for this special little gift. Now, the gift is supposed to kind of entice you and give you the flavor of Le Lion de Chanel before it actually is delivered. I don't know. It's a very interesting approach marketing-wise, because they don't let you purchase it immediately. They first let you experience it, which honestly, I think every perfume should be released that way, because I hate when they force you to buy something immediately, spray it, smell it, buy it. You need to live with the fragrance. You need to smell it. You need to experience it, and then figure out if it's something for you or not. I've been wearing this for a couple of hours. I sprayed it in the boutique. So now we're at the dry down, and I've really had a chance to live with it for several hours. But let's open this very special container. You can see it's a tiny little vial. It's a spray vial. But there's something more in here. So let's take it off like this. Child, don't want to go out. Come on. Come on, little lion. Okay, so there is a sticker back here that kind of blocks this envelope. So I'm gonna very delicately, because this is a, oh, darn, Chanel, you put it so beautifully. I don't want to open it. This is, you know what I mean? This is so collectible the way it is with their little double C sticker stamp, but whatever. We're gonna do it for the sake of this video and to show you the beauty inside here, because, okay, actually this is perfectly re-puttable together. I don't want this to fall. So we got the little vial of Le Lion de Chanel here, which is probably 1.5 mil, or it says about, yeah, 1.5 mil. And then we got this. Oh, sorry, hit the mic. Great, Dacob. Technically, you're a geek, but when it comes to certain things, it's like, do I prefer my microphone or a Chanel freebie? I prefer the Chanel freebie. This is insane. I have no connection to reality, you guys. I'm living literally in a perfume cloud right now. But anyway. Okay. All right, now this is what Chanel gives us. They give us a ceramic stone, a porous ceramic lion stone, on which they tell you you can spray Le Lion de Chanel. It's kind of abstract. I mean, almost like a comic book line. I think they took this one from one of her own designs. I mean, not so sure. Oh, the back. I didn't even notice. It actually has the, look how cute. They have the little Le Lion de Chanel logo in there, etched inside of the ceramic. Really beautiful. I'm not going to spray a Le Lion de Chanel on this one. I'm just going to keep it as a gorgeous object, because with time, and because Le Lion de Chanel is quite yellow in color, it might stain the ceramic. And then like when it dries out after a couple of years, it might turn to that rusty color, without saying another word, like the P-I-S-S-Y color. Okay, so let me tell you where it's at. You know, with right out of the nozzle, the sprayer, first, you get a waft of Coromandel, but it's a Coromandel that is completely dried up, and it's as if, you know, I'm sorry for all you vegans out there, this is going to get meaty. When you hang up meat, ham or something to dry, and you smoke it, you know, first it was like fleshy, and then with time it dries out, withers out, and then it gets that smoke flavor. The meat gets a smoke flavor. It's as if you hung up Coromandel upside down by its feet, and you let that mofo hang there, and you blast smoke on it, and it dries out. You know, there's that wet patchouli, that wet white chocolate with wet patchouli in Coromandel. Well, it's gone now. It's dried out now, and there's smoke. And it literally like sticks there. So there's that sweetness that we know of Chanel fragrance, that elegant, classical, les exclusives Chanel touch, which is not present in the original four, Bois des Îles, Cuir de Russie, Gardenia, and number 22. But it's present in all the ones released in the late 2000s by Jacques Polge, and then subsequently from 2015 by Olivier Polge. There's that resinous-y touch to their eau de parfums. This is an eau de parfum concentration, and it's smoky, so it's dry and resinous at the same time. It's intense. This has been on me. I literally in the boutique just like did like 2 distant sprays, very delicate, no puddle spraying. And in the dry down, I just get like vanilla smoke. And it's so funny, the lady in the boutique was saying, you know, Dacob, and I was like, so you released it in the Middle East first, not even in Paris? She's like, well, to be honest. I was like, really? Since when is somebody in a shop honest? Okay, let's listen. She was honest. She said, you know what? In the Middle East, we really haven't won that clientele over yet as much as we would want. So this was released first there. Also trying to give them something exclusive to taste, to savor, to experience, and then to try to catch a part of that to market for ourselves. And so, and plus, you know, a lot of people in the Middle East, they love stuff that is exclusive, limited only to them. So they got only like about half a year time, more than half a year time to enjoy this perfume before the rest of the world could get it. And I was like, okay, that's pretty honest from a sales associate to really speak in those terms. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. And I said, but how were the sales in the Middle East? There, I'm not so sure I got the truth, but I was told that the sales went very well. I was like, okay, great. Well, and I was like, well, you know, Boy was created, the eau de parfum was also created as something pushing towards Middle East and Asia, more Middle East for sales, because the rest of the, I mean, you know, some people are fans of Boy, some people are not. Anyway, Le Lion de Chanel is not Boy in any respect. The sales associate said, you know, and she really had, either they taught her very well or she knew this because she's a very intelligent person and, you know, did her research, but she did talk about oud. And when she said oud, I went all like, don't tell me there's oud in here, because I don't really smell it. There's a smokiness to it that could be oud-ish, but I don't think there's oud in here. I'm like, please don't tell me there's oud in this one, because, you know, I can't with the ouds anymore. And niche, just, And she's like, no, there is no oud in here. However, there's an approach to this perfume of how oud is treated in the Middle East. I was like, interesting to talk about oud when there is no oud. What do you mean? And then she said, well, if you were to, in the residency aspect of oud, if you were to kind of smoke it out and just pass through it, it kind of attaches, there's a smell to it, because the way oud is used in modern day perfumery, in Western civilization, has nothing to do really with how oud should be used in kind of the entire, well, part of the Middle East or Islamic culture in general. They have a very beautiful, gorgeous way of dealing with oud and using oud and just kind of having wafts of it, just like passing through this smokiness of the oud, or not spraying it on, but just implementing it in very small doses in the right places. It's a cultural thing. And it's also a cultural difference how to utilize an ingredient. Western society, as Western society always does with its capitalism, just conquers everything and milks the shit out of stuff until there's no tomorrow. And they've done that with oud, and they killed it. They killed the magic of oud by over implementing it in perfumery, by not knowing how to consume it, which is the case with many things in our modern day society. And I find it very elegant how Chanel approaches this concept of smokiness of the Middle East, but even further on, even if we go to the far furthest of Orient, I mean, we're going to another place with this one, because the smoke transports us there. It's that smoky and yet resinousy at the same time. It gives an interpretation of a way a culture can smell something, but then seen through the eyes of Chanel. It's like Chanel is traveling there and experiencing for the first time how perfumery works, how culturally smells work on the body and on clothes and on the skin. And so it is a Chanel interpretation, and it's fascinating. I mean, would I have called it Le Lion de Chanel? Wait for my final review of this one. Once I get the full-on bottle, I will do an in-depth review of it when we go into all the, you know, ingredients and everything, and more history about it. We're going to get to all of that, you know, succulent stuff as soon as the perfume and its full bottle is here, and I get to dose it in different ways and spray it on more or less and experiment which part of the body it works on best, you know, because there's a lot to go through with a perfume before you can actually really assess or, you know, deliver some sort of verdict on what it means to you. Because what Le Lion de Chanel means to me, I've been waiting for it for so many months, and patiently waiting for it and thinking about it, reading about it, you know. So I've already had an interaction with this fragrance without ever having smelt it, and I did read the list of ingredients, which I'm not going to go through now because I want to leave those for the actual final review. So there's this approach to a concept and a vision of a perfume before you even smell it. If you're a fan, like I am a fan of Chanel, obviously. If that wasn't obvious by now, me don't know when it's gonna be obvious, but you know what I mean. So there's that interaction with the fragrance. There's the dream and the vision of it, and part of that vision is the name that's given to a perfume and that's released to the public. So I lived with that name, that title, Le Lion de Chanel. Without even, you know, they didn't call it Lion. They didn't call it just lion. No, it's like almost as if they wanted to say, it's one of the lions of Chanel. Whatever that means. Are there going to be others? Maybe there are. Maybe we're going to give colors to these lines as well. But, so there's this vision of what it should smell like. I hear people's opinions of people already who had smelled it, who are from the Middle East, or who had traveled and got it from there, or got somebody to send it over to them or whatever. And I expected it to be reminiscent of Coromandel in a more resinousy way, but I did not expect it to be so smoky dry, almost, you know, almost like I would want Cuir de Russie to be this smoky. And like Cuir de Russie lost that depth that actually Lion de Chanel stole from Cuir de Russie and is kind of now implementing within its own genre, you know, within its own language, the 2020 language, the language of this weird year. Now, Le Lion de Chanel was conceived before the entire lockdown hit, before everybody knew what was going to happen, but it's delivered to us during this era, and so automatically we connect that thought, the life we're living in right now, with this fragrance. And since it is the only new released fragrance, Coco Mademoiselle Privé is a flanker. It's also been released in 2020, but I don't count that as a new fragrance, not at all. So the new perfume from Chanel in 2020 is Le Lion de Chanel. So, and 2020 is a very particular year. It's also a year where Chanel has discontinued many products. And I can get to that in another video perhaps soon. I might film it after this one actually, because it's an interesting topic to see how much they've been cutting away, chipping off, mostly from their classics, from their classic renditions, to get to somewhere where I guess they can maximize profits as much as possible. So within this whole complex structure where sales aren't the best anymore, and there's a lot of things changing and shifting because of the lockdown and the thing that must remain unnamed, Le Lion arrives in all of that. This lion, this smoky, dry, resinousy creature arrives in there, and it's decadent, and I love it. This is what I want to get to. I do not know if I'm going to wear this perfume religiously like I wear Pour Monsieur. Probably not, because it's very strong. Nothing against strong perfumes, but this one might become annoying after some time. However, for the time we're in right now, it's amazing because it's opulent and decadent. And I need that right now. And all of the misery we're going through right now, the misery, the tribulations, the suffering, the unknowing, to have this perfume arrive right now, you know, it lands like an angel with its wings. It delicately lands, but as it lands on the ground, you know, it just like ding, and it bursts. That decadence, that like not being afraid to just burst, I love it. Is it groundbreaking? No, it's not a groundbreaking perfume. It's not something we've never smelt before. But for Chanel standards, it really is intelligently balanced and constructed because it reminds us of Chanel. We immediately know it's a Chanel. Yes, it does play with a couple of elements that are very common for perfumery nowadays, also for niche perfumery nowadays. But within the Chanel realm, it redefines certain constructs, certain formulations of their fragrances, of their Les Exclusifs fragrances. And it gives us a revisitation of that language that we're so used to. And in many cases, many of us are so much in love with. We love the Chanel language, their perfume language, their perfume renditions, how they deliver the ingredients, the formulations. We love that. So in that, if we observe Le Lion, if we judge Le Lion for the first time after smelling it, or for smelling it the first time, if we judge it within that context, then this is new. For Chanel standards, perhaps even revolutionary, because they dared go there. Now, it's been since Misia, which was Olivier Polge's first perfume for Chanel. It's been since Misia that we haven't had something with so much character delivered by Olivier for Chanel. And Le Lion de Chanel is because of that dry smokiness. That's the daring part of this perfume. Nothing else. Everything else is very safe and bland. With amped up, you know, everything is strong. This thing can last you, I'm sure, at least 10 hours. If opulently sprayed, for sure. It has that powdery tone, that irisy tone in there, you know, it's Chanel. But it's the smokiness that gives us the ultimate daring aspect of a Chanel in 2020. A Chanel that in 2020 we already know does not dare. They keep it very safe. They play it very safe. Well, for their standards, within that safety net, if that's the norm, then within the Chanel standard, this one is daring, definitely. Oh, that smokiness, it's warm and resinous-y. It really, you know, it reminds me, I've been to the Middle East several times and it's just so beautiful. Their sunsets. And I'm sure George Lucas traveled to the Middle East when he was envisioning Star Wars. You know, Tatooine, I mean, I know the two suns, but imagine those sunsets, those warm colors, cinematographically speaking. There's that golden honey that covers the entire landscape. Those are sunsets in the Middle East. They are magical. There's energy. You can feel it vibrating. It's something incredible. That color is in this dry down and this smokiness. But we're going to get into those details in the actual review. However, let me tease you with something. I bought something today as well. Quite rare, and it's not an exclusive really, but quite rare to find because not many people push it, like not many shops, I don't know why. But it is the Rouge Allure. It's a lipstick. It's a lippy, you guys. Color 56. Rouge Charnel, like Carnal Rouge, which is basically this is the incredible thing, Chanel's red. I'm going to get to it in the other video, but this is exactly Coco's red. It's very, very particular on the skin. So stay tuned for that. We're going to test this one out together. and I'll let you know what I think about it in the next video. Until then, I hope you have liked this first impressions of Chanel, or Le Lion de Chanel, by Chanel, for Chanel, from the Les Exclusives de Chanel. Can you say Chanel more than 50 times in a sentence? Yes, Dacob can. If you like this video, please do thumb it up. Let me know what you think about it, if you've already tested it out, and what you think about all of these little details and goodies in the comment section down below. And I reiterate once more for the end of the video, please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. I'm also on Instagram, superdacob, all spelled together, and also to other Instagram channels or profiles. One is Coco Chanel is in my house, where you get to see all the Chanel collection that I have and everything that's related to the Chanel brand of today. And then Coco Chanel Privé, also all spelled together, all about Coco Chanel during her life, when she was alive, whatever she created. So there you have it, guys. Until next time, also consider joining, becoming a member of the YouTube channel. Newly formulated thing, just initiated now. The button, the join button, is right next to the subscription button, right next to the subscribe button. Thank you guys very much. Until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Love you all. See you soon. Take care. Bye. Mwah.